Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you all. Hope you're all well. Final checks are just in process before we kick off with our stream that some of you have been waiting a long while for. Yes, our first switcheroo to monthly streams. But it's only been about 3 weeks since we last met. But yeah, hopefully nobody's been too worried that we'd never reappear. But a couple of minutes and we'll be live.
You have been granted passage among our stars.
This is a sacred service. Join our fleet's torchbearers.
It is the human who defiles our pilgrimage.
No one has ever ventured this far.
If the ancients turned their eye back to us, well, what could a beetle do against a hurricane?
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Are you about to do something unwise? Absolutely.
What have you done to me?
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. You know, there we are. Hello, hello, hello. Just checking in, everybody with us over on YouTube, everybody with us over on Twitch and Steam and Facebook and everybody else. Just checking in. Can see all the chat flying through. Yes, Lee is with us today, as is Michael. Michael's hiding somewhere, I believe, as well. He's dropped in. You know, I think we're all here. There he is. Yes, Michael's there as well. So yes, we're all good. So yeah, if you've if you do have any questions, as always with our playthroughs, you then do drop them into the chat because Lee can collate them. And speaking of Lee, he is our dev interview for this week. Yes, we recorded a couple of days ago. We had a good long session, a good long chat, which is always splendiferous. So yeah, stick around for that. It's quite a long interview, so grab yourself a drink and, you know, park your bum for that one in a little bit. But what we got planned for today? Well, obviously we're carrying on with our playthrough as we were before. There we are at Cormot Cenotaph up the top there. We're going to be carrying on. Pesky's like, say hi, Gary. Hi, Gary. There you go. We've got to get that one in. We've got to get that one in. So, yeah, we're going back to Cormot Cenotaph, where we're going to be diving in with more shenanigans with Okar Prime. So we're going to be doing that. Then, obviously, if we've got any questions, as we normally do, we'll dive into those. But then we'll be diving in then to our interview with Lee. Let's find out what everything is about being a communications and PR director, shall we? And then hopefully we're going to have time for one of the community 4K builds, which you've been sending in, posting on the Discord. We've got one from I Am Not Batman, which is a Sentinel build. Another Sentinel build. I'm going to give some efforts towards dealing with that. And then obviously the top pick, the RFG top pick. Oh, yes. The team have been scratching their heads and deciding who is the top pick for this week or this month. And yes, some absolute doozies. And we've got fan art as well. We have. So yeah, let's dive in because we're going to be pushed for quite a bit of time because we've got so much to dive through. So let's get the Steam save loaded up. I hope you're all well anyway. Give us a shout in the chat that you're all happy. You're all tickety-boo. I read that, bearded frog. Will Gary ever take on the racing challenge again? I'm sure we'll try and do another racing challenge. It is on the agenda in some shape or form. Definitely on the agenda. Right, so here we were, Cormot Cenotaph. Did I ever mention that this game has got a built-in screenshot simulator that is just fabulous? I mean, I'm sure I said it the last time, but you know, we've got to do that. But right, let's find the ancient key. Okay, let's dive into this portal, shall we? Which we did unlock.
I'm inside.
Look around. According to the script, the key should be inside a chamber close by.
You may have to unlock it first, however.
Okay, right, let's head down here so we can see that the chamber that we need to unlock is here. Yeah, okay, so that's good, Let's find an ancient rune which is sat in some lava, which is never good.
This must be the effect of the tower, still trying to reassemble.
Okay, just got a little bit damaged there, but let's go and find and plonk one of these into the slots over there, shall we? There we go. I have to say, this is one of my favourite new puzzles that we brought into the game. I thought the team did an excellent job on this. I loved it. Loved it. Right, let's find some more. Now, we've always said that we try and give players hints where things are in the game. And I don't think we can get a more direct hint than following the light shaft and there'll be something glowing over there. Let's fire a rocket. There we go. An ancient rune. Glowy. There we go. Let's go find another slot for this to fit. There we go. We got one there. And plonk. There we go. Now, okay. Spot the hint. I really like the multi-location one, but all the new puzzles and DLC were fantastic. That's really cool to hear.
Data recommends looking outside of the box when faced with a difficult problem.
Thank you, Hive. That's highly original.
It might help, however.
It might help, however. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? We will see. There we go. Let's fire a rocket. Now, you may come to this kind of puzzle and all of a sudden you go, I've got nothing to open this rock with. What do I do? Don't forget you can craft things on the fly. You can always craft things on the fly as long as you've got the resources. But pretty much you can always craft probably some basic rockets or something like that just to open up these kind of cracked, fissured rocks. There we go. Right, let's plunk this one into here, shall we? Yes, indeed. Bloink. Go. So yeah, don't forget, if you've got questions, please do throw them into chat. I might answer them on the fly, depending upon how many we get, but certainly we'll try and answer anything that you have a query on. Now, some people did get confused a little bit with this puzzle just to begin with, but it was very cleverly done and even caught me out to start with. It did catch me out because I did this. I went back into here and I'm like, hang on. What does that mean? What does that mean? You know, hang on, I can see all these here, but how do I, you know? back through here. So, let's open this up. So we know we need to find out which way to rotate this powered ancient room. So let's have a look. So when we line that one up, it gives us like the Z symbol. Maybe, just maybe, we might need to rotate this one round until we see the Z symbol. Cunning, cunning. You can see where this is going, can't you? You can see where this is going. Now I tend to do them in a methodical order so I don't forget. So that one's kind of that branching one over to the left. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And let's move along. That one's that one. Okay. Let's do a little rotation of that. There we go. Next is that one, which is like the eye. We always call that a little eye. Don't we? Call that a little eye. Not that one. That one. Indeed, indeed. Right, next up is this one, which is another Z, as I like to call it. And then here, oh, there's another two-liner there. Right, doink, doink. There we go, and we
It was successful. The chamber below just opened.
have unlocked. Nice. So the chamber below is unlocked, which is rather splendiferous, because that means we can go get some loot. Right, let's see what we can do. We've got some wreckage down there, because unfortunately one of my combat drones got stuck, and he keeps dying. He's getting stuck there all the time. It's fine. Sacrificial combat drone there. Right, sliding in. Finally! Right, okay, so we have picked up the ancient key. Very nice, very nice.
Let's call the others.
Right, let's head out.
I may have found the key.
May have found the key.
Hello?
We're here.
Oh, very mysterious.
There's some kind of radiation coming from it. Nothing that my hold can't handle, but you should be prepared before I bring it over.
Indeed.
Hide it. Run!
Hide it and run.
What's going on?
It's a bit mysterious, is it not?
It's too late.
What do you mean it's...
It means the relic will be ours. So don't interfere, human.
Oops.
The connection was severed.
We got problems.
It was just a matter of time before these guys showed up.
That was Prime. They're always getting involved. Always getting involved.
Damn, you shut the portal.
Surrender, human. There is no way out for you.
Go down.
About that.
Repair that. You can get splattered too.
The earthquakes are destabilizing the walls.
Whoop.
I must inform you that this allowed Trinix to join the fight.
Really?
One
Trinix?
thing after another.
We don't want to deal with Trinix. There we go. Okay, Trinix over there. Get them out of the way if we can. More Trinix. Hello, you're a little bit too close to my eye. Thank you. Oh, give me the radiation, why don't you? That's not nice. Yep, go away. Don't want your goop all over my ship. Not today. There we go.
How do we get out?
Indeed, how
I'm afraid you
do
have run out
we
of
get out?
options.
What?
No, you said the earthquakes are destabilizing the walls.
Indeed.
Maybe we just have to pay attention to where.
Let's find out where. Well, look for that gap. With more Trinix. Those Trinix are noisy. Noisy Trinix.
I recommend not enjoying yourself too much, for the cave is about to collapse.
What? How much time do I have?
Barely any.
Boink.
This tunnel better not be a dud.
It better not be a dud. You would not be wrong there. Okay, I'm not going to hang around here. Way too many Trinics that are firing goop at me.
Of course, we had to stir up an entire nest.
Is this not what you always do?
Actually, it's always done to me.
Yeah, you tell him,
I
Hyde.
enjoy fighting through legions of exploding goo balls.
I do sometimes wonder.
He does sometimes wonder. There we go. Whoop. Another rocket. Let's get through. Ooh, just hit me at the last. Yeah, goop ball. Goop. Who got the goop?
We're out.
We're out.
Elliot, do you read me? Damn it. We need to get back to the Haryok-Taj. We're not
Okay.
too late.
There's zippity doo dah over there. Let's get there. Let's get there. Things are jumping in as well. Maybe. Okay. We got away from that. That was quite cool. Good timing on our part. Let's fly. Let's fly. Let's fly away. UDAV7474 over on Twitch, rather. Cool ship skin. Yeah, and people don't always like my styling, but majority of the time I blame Lee. He's always a good one to blame for the coloration of the skins of the ships that I fly. There's a container there, and I think I might need to just open that because I just want to see what it is in. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Right, let's go get docked there and see what has happened.
Be ready to make a quick exit should things get nasty.
No need. The place is abandoned.
Yeah, sorry, Lee. I've always got to blame
No
you.
sign of the Haryok?
Negative.
Can't blame
attempted to
myself.
track them, but to no avail.
Damn it. Well, the good news is it's the key Prime really wants. So sooner or later they'll have to come to us. All we can do is wait for them to make the next move.
Indeed.
I just hope Kaliath and Seriak are all right.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I got to blame everybody else for everything. The flying is on me to a degree. I can't always blame the ship or anything like that. So that was the end of that mission. But maybe, just maybe, something else will crop up. We'll have to see. Look at that, another container. Should we go get that? Oh dear, yeah. Scrap metal, is that all I got for that? Scrap metal. Rubbish. Some plasma there, why didn't I pick up that? That's always good. There we go, and can we have that? Thank you. Give me them bits, give me them bits. Right. What's Kinetium. Okay, okay, yeah, let's grab that then. There we go. Got a freebie attached to that wall, thank you. We'll take that. Whoosh. There we go. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, Lee's just saying that that I talk big on the stream, and we'll see if we're the same when we meet in Hamburg next. I'm still going to blame him for the colour coordination. Absolutely. Right. Look at that. Sorry, we just got to admire the view again. One of the stunning vistas from the team. If you do have any questions, do throw them into the chats. Tag Rockfish Games or RFG Lee, whichever it is, and he'll pick them up and put them into the documents so we can try and answer them for you and only you, nobody else. Right, let's get out of here. Avoid the planet. Splatting into planets is never a good idea. RNG. How you doing, Lewis? Good evening, good afternoon. Right, here we are. Here we are. Right, let's have a little look then at our mission, shall we? What have we got on the go? That's the crash and burn, which basically 23. That's about our level. Rips in space we still need to do. I Heart Scrap, which is the entrepreneur there. So I think we'll carry on. We might have to go back to Rhodia 2 for the time being. So let's go on a little swift adventure. Swift adventure as we go. So, yes. Just got to keep an eye on the time because, like I say, we've got this wonderful pre-recorded interview that we've done with Lee, talking all about his role and how it integrates into the bigger team here at Rockfish Games and everything. So we're going to be looking forward to that, and it's a good lengthy interview as well. A nice, good lengthy interview. I think it's about 45-50 minutes. So you'll need a drink, park your bum and get comfy for that one, while we dive into all things. Right. A wonderful, wonderful vista again. I'm not going to stop and take a picture. Definitely not. Definitely not. Right, let's get back to the Kite wormhole. We're going to go on a little journey across that. Whee! Boink. Off we go. Okay, yeah, Lee's just answering a question about his favourite hockey team. The Edmonton Oilers. I actually know that, and I don't really know much about the NHL, which is the National Hockey League, but I do know who the Edmonton Oilers are. Let's fly. The beauty of the universe. I think we capture that amazingly well in the game. I always think it's fabulous. Oh, we've got some NHL fans in the chat. That's always nice to see. I'm going to fly. Oh no, I'm going to have to deal with these videos, aren't I? That's not what I wanted to do at all. I accidentally hit the G key. Normally I don't actually hit the G key at all. I accidentally hit it. There we go. The drones did us proud there. Just dealt with them. Heathens. The Redeemer nut jobs. Boop. Sorry, Mr. Jellyfish. That was a bit of a roadkill. I do apologise. It wasn't intentional. Okay. Wow. Oh, he's a pest. He's a pest. We were talking about drones a little while ago. We're going to have a look at the poll result for drones because we also ran the same poll on Discord and then we did a comparative on YouTube and Reddit, and interesting to see what people came up with there. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Let's rock and roll. Get rid of this outlaw carrier. Yeah. That did some blueprints. More stuff. Repair drones. More stuff. That was a nice haul, wasn't it? Get rid of the outlaw scout. Yeah. More blueprints. Thermal gun. I will collect all the loot while I'm around here. Can't leave it floating around. I'll let them deal with that. Right, let's... web missiles, cool. Wreckage. Okay, we're all good. We're all ready. Oh, that Proto Scout's going to get absolutely eaten alive, isn't he, in a second? Fly, my pretties. There we go.
Getting better at this every time.
I'm glad to think so, madam. Glad to think so. I'm not so sure, but I'm glad you think so. Right, let's get out of here. We've picked up all that. I've seen some game saves where people do not pick up their rubbish. They really don't. The amount of stuff, especially around BRI Bioplan. All that delicious loot that they just leave hanging around instead of breaking down. Right, smuggler's back door. We always get attacked when we're going through there. Always the same. Always have the problem. Always want to get something attacking me when I go through the smuggler's back door. It's a nasty place to go. Right, let's dive in here. Will we get attacked? I'm sure of it. I'm sure them drones up there will attack me. These guys here, the Protos, will probably attack me too, but I'm just going to leave them to play along as much as they like. Let's activate that. Let's get through there. What time are we on? About 5 minutes time we'll answer the question or questions that we have ready in the chat. So if you have any that you'd like asking or answering, or you'd like to ask, then please throw them into the chat and Lee will collect them and I'll try and answer them as best as possible. Hello, you, Mr. Outlaw Ravager. There we go. You didn't last very long, did you? No. Right, let's just get out of there. Let's see. Right. Vito Transit, yeah, this is always good. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop, boop. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Union Bridge, nice. Wreckage there. We're going to deal with that. Let's just top over the top of here so we don't crash into any big rocks. That's never a good idea. Bloink. Let's activate. These never get old. Never get old. There we go. Right, let's head back to Rodia 2 as soon as we're here back in Sito. Well, there we go. As we're just traveling over there, just a little heads up about account security, especially on Discord. I know I kind of preach this from time to time. Unfortunately, we had another long-term member of the Discord seemingly has lost their account this evening because we had some spam posting from their account, which is not what they were about at all. So do keep an eye on your accounts. Make sure that you keep your security up, changing passwords, etc. Two-factor authentication does help as well, so do bear in mind on that, especially for your accounts, because you don't want to lose them. We're hoping that the player can get their account back, but we'll have to wait and see. So just be careful out there, folks. It's a dangerous world. Right, here we go. Back to home base for Crash and Burn. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? Swoop in.
Hey everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Ghost.
Ghost.
Pleasure to meet you all. Nice to see some pretty faces for a change.
He is in possession of a mainframe disruptor, which we were hoping to use to ground the G&B mining fleet. The idea is to cause enough chaos on the Vesna mining colony so that Blakemore can't move on the Comet, and Commissioner Hawk can stage a lawful intervention. Ghost and I need to do this ASAP, while the elite squad are out of the system. It'll be a quick in and out operation with only automated defenses to worry about.
Oh, that sounds way too easy.
Audacious is my middle name, sweetheart.
You call me sweetheart one more time, and I'll...
Oh, yeah, okay, so, I should explain, Ghost. Delia here is quite handy with the trank dart gun, so...
Yeah, you don't want to mess around with Delia.
None of this clarified anything for me. Catch me up here. I'm still really confused.
Our operation is about protecting the people who live in the DMZ, LA.
Indeed.
Including your whole family. If war breaks out, a lot of people would die. And all just to make Blakemore more powerful and untouchable.
Okay, I can agree that sounds bad.
I took a look at that disruptor, and it seems I'll be able to tweak the cooldown without a problem. Not entirely sure for how long it could keep a ship demobilized, however.
Indeed.
I'd like to ask you all to stay on high alert while we carry this mission out. Keep an eye out for G&B scouts. I'm not quite sure whether they know where we are, but we need to keep a low profile anyway. They appear to be stretched thin, but they're not a spent force yet.
Indeed.
I believe the majority of us here want to see crisis averted. Thank you, Adam, for your efforts.
This will all be over soon enough. I'm pretty confident of that.
Every time I hear Tareen, obviously the wonderful voice actor June Yoon, I always think back to the interview that I did several months ago now with him. That was the highlights of the year for me, speaking to June. He's such a wonderful person, and having that insight into a voice actor and what they go through and how they develop their skills. It's definitely something you should check out. Look back through our VODs. It'll be listed as the voice actor interview. Definitely one for you to have a good view of, get that insight into everything that a voice actor goes through. Right, let's just do a little restock there. Thank you very much. Right, perfect time while we're docked just to check up on the questions that we got in. We've got one from Dana over on YouTube. The question is, how do each of you on the RFG team present feel about the progress made on the IP, and what do you most look forward to for the IP looking to the future? I mean, I can only speak for myself on this. Obviously, Lee and Michael would probably answer this in slightly different ways, but certainly for me, what I look forward to the most whenever we've had any new content, when we were doing Titans, even when we were doing Incursions, and then obviously Wrath of the Ancients, it's showing these things off to the to you boys and girls. It's just amazing because we see what's been developed, how it's come to fruition, and everything. So I think when we get the chance to show these off with sneak peeks, or if doing video work or anything like that, and we can actually show you, the player, what you're going to get your hands on, that to me is the best bit by far. And talking about it, discussing it, I mean, I know that's part of my job, but it's a good part of my job that I really, really enjoy. Like I say, Lee or Michael would answer that probably quite differently. So whenever, whatever project it is, if we have that opportunity to give you, the players, something new, or show something, then that is just brilliant in my eyes, and it's definitely probably the highlight of whenever we go through a development cycle for me. But yeah, Lee and Michael would probably answer that slightly differently. So definitely something we like to do. Right, I think that's the only one. I don't think we've got anything come through on the chat that needs another one. Just doubling check. No, can't see anything there. That's all good. That's all good. Right, we're probably going to play about another 10 minutes more, because like I say, I've got this quite a long but worthy interview with Lee that we're going to kick through. But what we're going to...
Hey, Ben.
Oops.
If there's any reassurance I can offer? After all you've done for me, you should know that I got your back. I just don't relish the idea of something happening to you before I get a chance to repay you. Never expect anything in return between friends. And, about the whole clone thing?
9,000 fishing.
It's all good, Adam. Relax. Yeah, I was surprised, but I had a good think about it. It doesn't change my view of you in any way. I've already got Eduardo up and running again, Cal is happy, and Delia has a good handle on base management at this stage. That's all very encouraging to hear.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Right, let's crack on. Let's see where we can get to and what we can do. Okay, so Lee's kind of come up with an answer to Dana's question about the IP, etc. I'd like to see, and this is from Lee, so speaking to Dan's question, I'd like to see more characters to meet in new places to explore in the EVERSPACE universe. I'm sure there are more stories to tell, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's come from Lee. There we go, you see? I think the thing to remember is that we're fans as well. We might work with the team, you know, on the team and how things are developed, and you know, we see things, but we're still fans of space games. We're still fans of EVERSPACE 1 and 2, etc. So for us to see a game come to fruition with all the different aspects, we're just like, yeah, you know, we like it just as much as you do. I can't believe I haven't got a discovered site there. What am I missing there? Okay, rips in space. Actually, let me just turn off autopilot a second. I think I might just drop in there. Let's just head there a second. Okay. Okay, Torn Station. Let's just deal with these madcaps and stuff.
That is just what I need.
It's just what he needs. I'm just going to get rid of these, because these turrets are going to eat me alive otherwise. I don't want that. Just want to get rid of that. There we go. And we'll level up as well. Nice. Cool. That's that. I just thought I'd head here. I know there is a spatial bypass, but I think we'll just clear out the enemies here, and I don't think I have enough to actually make the... Hello. Look at you there. I haven't the amount required of resources to actually start and build the wonderful spatial bypass, but hey ho, not to worry. At least we've kind of unlocked that. You gotta love the drones. They're doing all their bays, they're just diving in and going, do you know what? Nah, we're just gonna eat your face. And, you know, then you can repair them, bring them back. Total reanimation style. There we go. You're done. You alarm drone. Very alarming. There we go. Repair the drone. Yep. Outlaw scout is done. Cool. I don't think I have enough to make it yet, do I? No, I don't think so. Hang on. Nope, not yet. Need more stuffs. I think it's the dark energy that I'm... Yeah, dark energy I'm lacking. Boo! Dark energy. Yeah. Right, let's just clear up some of the containers and things. As you do. Iron. Okay. Right. We have here some mines, which are always a favourite of mine. Not. There we go. See? Oh, you can always grab a mine, and then if you feel like it, right there. Boom! There we go. If you're quick, dive in, grab. Job's a good one. Okay. Okay. Seems to be a tube there. The energy socket at the end of it with a secure container. Okay. Well, I think we need to find a little item there. Just going to get rid of these. These are not good. Let's just do this. Clear out all the mines before I come back here at some point and then wallop straight into them. Please tell me we've all done that and it's not just me. Yeah, clearing out my... Yeah, I should have kept on that tradition, really, from Eric, of just diving in where mines are and just... I'm too methodical. That's my problem. Just too methodical. Let's give some of that. Let's claim some of that. Find some more stuff. I'll give kudos to the designers where they hide sneaky little things in the game, and sometimes it does cause a little bit of frustration for players because it's not always that obvious, but we do want to give players a little bit of a challenge, you know. We do try and, you know, hold your hand a little bit where you need to head in certain directions, but, you know, sometimes you've just got to fly around and then work it out, and then it's that satisfaction of going, it's there. And then lo and behold, scrap metal. Oh, okay, we've got something there. Let's pull that. Can we see where this is? There we go. Boink! A bulletproof container. What we got in here? A sensor and another combat drone. We're picking up the combat drones, aren't we? Right, energy dispenser. Let's do that. Can we find the tube? Oops, hello. There we go. Fired through. Whizzed along the tube nicely. Is he going to get there? Yay! He shoots, he scores. There we go. Shut nodule. And salvo synchro pulse. Nice. Nice.
You have obtained a mainframe component.
Nice. Like it. So we got to that, didn't we? So we got expansion. Yeah, look at that. Do a little combine. We've got 2. We've got 2. We've got 2. The good thing with the mainframe expansions, you can swap them around as much as you like, as often as you like, just to suit your build. Obviously, the higher up the stack you go, the more mainframe expansions it requires. See, that could be good for us. Put a bit in expertise, you know, just because of the drone benefit. Glad you spotted that, Lee. I'm glad you spotted that. You should see scores. I think they also use it in basketball as well. I mean, I've got the 1 point, but I know people are like, why does he not spend it? Because sometimes I stack it. So there we go. There we go. Right. What time are we on? Okay. We are going to have to just stop there. I just remember I will save, because if I don't, I will forget. So we're going to save there. Now, the reason we're going to do that, it's a little bit short on the gameplay, is that we've got this epic interview that we've got with Lee that we are going to dive through. So if you are ready, you need to park your bottoms, get comfy with the drink, and we're going to talk to him. And this is pre-recorded, by the way. We are going to talk about the ins and outs of his role, what a communications and PR director is all about, and how it works for us at Rockfish Games. So, yes, we shall just switcheroo. So, let me just find the correct button, and yeah, enjoy the interview. She'll be back soon. Welcome everybody to our next dev interview, and we're quite lucky this week because we've got one of our cohorts from the streams that is joining us, Lee, who is our communications and PR director. Hello Lee, welcome along, good to see you. How are you?
Gary, it's been a minute. Things are fantastic here. We're just a few months off the launch of Wrath of the Ancients, and everything is looking good. Love seeing all those happy faces in the community, exploring new star systems and trying out the new ship.
Indeed. Yeah, it's felt like longer than 2 months since we launched Wrath of the Ancients, but no, it's been well received, and a lot down to your hard work. Now we're going to dive straight into these questions. We've got some from the community, and obviously we've got some pre-prepared ones as well. But our first one kind of ties in with a question that came from Kizor, specifically asking about what a day in the life of a communications and PR director actually is. So can you dive into what your actual role is at Rockfish Games and what that does entail?
Sure thing, Gary. I mean, this is a large question, so it's going to take the entire hour to answer. I joke. Please, we can edit this down.
Yeah.
All right. So as a communications and PR director here at Rockfish, I direct communications and PR. Shocking. But most of the time I'm dabbling in community communications, PR, marketing, social media, a little bit of ads when I'm working with Michael, lots and lots of copywriting, all sorts of things. So as part of a small team, as I've just said, I wear a lot of hats. And for me, that's particularly exciting. I'll get into that in a moment. But yes, so with my role, I am always looking out there to see what other people are doing, what we can do, and ways to make sure that the EVERSPACE games can really shine. I'll talk a lot about how we do that, why we do that, and some of the details later on. But as far as a day in my life, that really varies depending on where we are in the product cycle. Yes, I'm going to do a lot of finger quotes because 20 years, whatever you want to call them. Right. So at the beginning of a product's life cycle, I'm pretty quiet because there's nothing that I can say. I can't talk about the next project until it's announced. But I'm going to be doing a lot of work behind the scenes, making sure that we know when we're going to announce it, we know how we're going to do that, what channels we're going to use, making sure that media is aware of what we're doing, talking to partners when we're at shows like Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, PAX, GDC, all over the place. So it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of setup, and also looking at the past. So doing postmortems, looking at content that we can reuse, respin, get out there using like content marketing, writing blogs, just making sure that the brand stays alive and relevant as we work towards our next thing. Now, when we get to the announcement stage, I will have been working with our video editor to make sure that our trailers ready to go, making sure that our press releases are good to go, working with people like you, Gary, to make sure that you are completely informed on what we're about to do. Here at Rockfish, we try to do a very good job of making sure that all team members are informed as to what the plans are, if there's going to be any changes, and we give a lot of opportunities for input, especially from the dev team, because while they're making the game, they're so close to it, they know it, and if they're passionate about something, I want to make sure that we're trying to capture that. We have a few team members here who are big fans of PC Gamer, so we make sure that PC Gamer gets all the information that they have. Rock, Paper, Shotgun, same. And all sorts of outlets, of course, GameStar in Germany. We love that channel and that website. So yeah, as we're ramping up towards an announcement, I'm busy spinning lots of plates, making sure that all the information is ready to go, working with our product marketing manager, Jeremy, to make sure that our store pages are A+ and ready to rock. And then, of course, working with Michael to make sure that everything is hunky-dory and going to, we have all the dominoes set up to fall according to our grand plan, which ultimately, there's always going to be some wrenches in the works, but that's part of the fun of it. Come after the product announcement, that's when we're working with the community very closely, making sure that questions are answered if we can answer them. Or we do want to hold some of that back.
Definitely.
To your question list. So we will be working with the community, following up with the media, making sure that the announcement is out there, doing follow-up videos, things like the Leviathan deep dive, just doing drip videos like that, where we can talk about different aspects of what is about to be released. And then when we come to the product launch, again, an extremely busy time. This is when we'll be getting keys to media and influencers ahead of launch. They generally get to see a near final build, so we'll supply them with that where possible. I work with a number of PR agencies around the world, making sure that we are in contact with not only the really big sites like PC Gamer, IGN, Eurogamer, etc., but also lots of the smaller ones, lots of the niche ones, Aftermath. I should know all these. Yeah,
there's so many of them, isn't there, that we try to reach out to.
There's so many, and they're so good, right? All those little ones, especially I love the little ones that have popped up. And I say little, but they're growing fast. Second Wind is one that I've been really keeping an eye on, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job, not only in the written but also the video space, which is something that they're very strong at. Yeah, so coming into product launch, very busy working with media influencers. Then after product launch, we'll be making sure that all of our store pages are right, making sure that we're paying attention to the community about things like, are there bugs? What do they want to see? What information do they want to see? And just making sure that they feel like there is an open channel. And I feel like that's important for me, and it's extremely important for you, Gary, and you do a fantastic job at it. Gotta say that.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Now, the background for people who are maybe watching and haven't, or don't know really how big our kind of team is. We are quite I'd say a decent size indie studio, but we're all split into various segments of kind of expertise. Now, myself, Lee, Jeremy, Michael, we work on the marketing team essentially, even though I'm the community manager. So we all meet quite regularly, discuss things, so everybody's in the loop where necessary, and Lee's integral to that because he directs what we're kind of do in terms of direction with Michael. So yeah, it's just a bit of background for people there. So Lee, just to go back probably quite a few years for you, maybe not as far as me, but what was your background? How did you kind of get into this, not only this industry, but this kind of workplace that you wanted to do? What was your background?
All right, so long story short, food and cookware. That's a joke, but it is kind of true. So I went to school for communications and marketing, mostly journalism, actually, kind of a mix of those three things in the program. My intention was to go into newsprint and radio journalism. Okay. And we've all seen how that industry has gone over the last decades. It's extremely sad, but here we are. So, I was doing my first couple of jobs in those industries, and then I looked around and I'm like, wow, my coworkers, most of them are not paid very well, and they work very long hours. I would like to not do that. So one of my other passions, as you can see around here, I have a lot of things that I love: RPGs, fantasy sci-fi novels, art books, video games, board games, all sorts of things, but also cookbooks. There's a couple of cookbooks around here. And I really love food, cooking, and stuff around that. So I ended up working for a small food and cookware company doing their marketing. Oh, wow. Did that for a few years. Left that and spent a little bit of time screenwriting, which is another passion of mine. Never had anything published, but agents call me. So I was looking around at, okay, I need to actually make some money now because rent. And one of the local video game companies was hiring. They were looking for somebody to run their customer support. So I joined their team, quickly took over their support team. I mean, that sounds kind of megalomaniacal, but no, I rose to the lead and was doing their media management, social media, other things like that, a little bit of copywriting, a tiny bit of UX writing, and spent a couple of years in the mobile space. Left there to move to wonderful, distant, exotic Edmonton, where it is very hot and very cold and not much in between. I do joke, actually. Edmonton is a beautiful city, amazing beer culture, lots of food. So it's checking a lot of boxes for me. It's just brutal. I'm a Canadian. We'll talk about winter. Hours. We're very good at that.
It's a bit like us as the British talking about the wet weather,
every nationality has a particular type of weather that they hone in on. It's kind of interesting to hear an expert speak on their topic. Right. So yes, left mobile space, ended up in working for some PC games here in Edmonton, and then after that, ended up agency side, worked on dozens of indie games, and that's where I met Michael. Worked on the early access campaign of EVERSPACE 2, and after I left agency, moved to another studio based in New Westminster, and I was there for a little while, and then Michael just he sent me a note. He's like, "Hey, you want to come work for me full time?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." Because EVERSPACE 2, quite frankly, is one of the favorite games that I worked on agency side. I'm a big fan of JRPGs, and so the RPG system really worked for me. Love Diablo, so again, big check there. Played a ton of Freelancer when I was in my, late teens, early 20s. Yeah. And so all of these kind of mashed together into a game that I particularly enjoy, and I still play it, even though, beyond testing, I still fire it up on the Xbox or on Steam, and just put a couple of hours in here and there as I poke through some of the quests that I've never done, or explore some things, solve some puzzles, Just there's a lot of EVERSPACE 2 to go through. Yeah,
indeed. No, I did. When you spoke about how Michael kind of like dropped in as a say, do you want to come work for me? It's a similar story for me as well. We kind of we'd done work for Rockfish in the past, and we were known to them, and then obviously Michael, being the head honcho, the big cheese that he is, he obviously likes what he sees, and he's like, "Yeah, do you want to come work for me?" And I was same as Lee. I was like, "Yep, don't need asking twice," kind of thing. So yeah, very very similar kind of introduction into kind of RFG. Now, obviously, you've been agency side, and you've been there a while, and then you switched over them years of learning the industry and getting to know it. What do you think is the most challenging aspects of your role within this industry? I mean, I'm sure there's a few, but can you think of any that are particular?
I mean, this industry is fascinating, I gotta say. Being in it is incredibly rewarding at times and incredibly challenging at times. We're seeing a lot of contraction of the industry right now, and a lot of layoffs, and that's terrible. I hate seeing that. But I do see a lot of joy in this industry over many years. I would say, speaking to my own role, because I mean, there's so many aspects of video game design out there, and video game promotion, and all the things that are tacked on around the industry. Oh man. I would say the greatest challenge right now is getting attention and staying relevant. I'll probably say this a few times in this interview. And I'm pretty sure you've said it on stream a couple of times. Caught this from me. Breaking through the noise is a term I say a lot. And there's so many games being launched or announced or having something new come to them at all points in time, that it's so hard to capture the attention of people who will love your game or might be interested in it. And so with there's fewer media outlets out there. Influencers, while I love them, often gravitate to games that are going to get them views, and I totally understand that. So they might not take a chance on something that is new or outside of their particular niche. And again, that's fine, but please pay attention to smaller games and indies and people like us in the AA space, indie to AA. I would say. So yes, it's all about trying to figure out how people are going to get attention, how people can really figure out what your game is, get them to store pages, show them cool things like EVERSPACE 2. It's not only great combat, has amazing visuals, but it's got a great soundtrack. So one of the things that we're doing now is we have these 1-hour loops that we've prepared. We're throwing up on YouTube. We just kicked one live this morning, actually. And it's a way to use a small piece of the game to grab what could be the attention of somebody new, or re-engage a fan, like somebody watching the stream. Hello. So that's a part of it. Cat herding is very much something. Developers all have their own ideas. They all have the things that they want to do. Our producer Casper does a fantastic job of keeping people on track, pulling people back in line while incorporating their ideas and allowing them to be very creative. And I do a lot of that on the marketing side. So not only working with Gary and Jeremy and Michael, but also our PR agencies, keeping them informed and just making sure that everybody is moving in approximately the right direction, right? Sometimes we do want to shift track to take advantage of this opportunity or try do this new thing, but we always want to be moving forward. And I guess tying into that, one of the biggest challenges is keeping 1,000 plates spinning, because in my role, I have to not only be thinking about what's happening in this moment right now, but also what's happening 6 months from now, what's happening a year from now, thinking about what's happening 2 years from now. And I'm sure glad that I'm not Michael, because that guy has to be thinking about 5 years from now. There's a lot of that.
It's people think everything is in the now, but there is a lot of planning we put in place. As Lee just said, it's we're thinking weeks, days, weeks, months, years ahead, and Michael does an amazing job of looking beyond what we would traditionally look at in terms of a few weeks, months, or whatever. He's got a long-term plan for the whole of Rockfish Games. So very, very interesting insight there, Lee, into spinning those plates and pushing through the noise and everything else, as we've always said quite regularly. Now, conversely to obviously the most difficult or challenging aspects of the industry, in specific terms to your role, what do you think is the most rewarding thing, if you can pick one?
I mean, there's a lot of rewarding aspects of working in games and working with Rockfish. In my time through the industry, I think that the most rewarding thing that I've seen or experienced is, and this is at just about everywhere that I've worked, it is working with creative people who are finding joy in the things that they're making. It's incredibly rewarding to be working alongside and learning from these people. Frequently in disciplines that I cannot do. Coding is a black magic, black box that I do not understand. They sit down the glowing screen and make magic happen, right? Same with art. I can provide a brief, but then it goes away and I'm presented with something that is amazing. Might have to get a couple of notes on, but artists are phenomenal. There's something in here that does not understand how they get from point A to point B. Working with creatives of all types, incredibly satisfying, especially when they're working on something that they love.
Absolutely. I know we when we do these streams and we show off some of the instances or the areas that we have in the game. Visually, EVERSPACE 2 is stunning, and we give the chef's kiss to so much. But there's so many things within the game which, as Lee said, there is just black magic to us, and we get the easy job essentially because we don't have to create that. We just have the a little bit. We just have the fun bit of showing it off, whether it's at events, whether it's streams, whether it's blogs, whatever it is. We do have the fun bit. So we're always very thankful for the team for what they do create.
I agree. They do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, definitely. Thankfully, because that means we've got a great game. So now, outside of EVERSPACE 2 or the EVERSPACE series, what have you worked on in the past? What other games that maybe other people are familiar with that you've had a hand in?
Okay, sure. I worked agency side for a while, so I've touched on quite a few different games. So when I was at Evolve PR, I worked on a number of games with companies like Bloober Team, with Observer System Redux, Blair Witch VR, a couple of other things they've done. THQ. I helped out on the Darksiders Genesis campaign and a lot of others in small ways. Let's see. Blacktail is a great game out of Poland there. Highly recommend that people check it out. It's a pretty cool Slavic mythology archery game. Very, very weird. Very cool. The Anacrusis, for folks who love Left 4 Dead, they should absolutely check that out. Very, very colorful and odd sci-fi shooter. Very indie. It's a lot of fun to play with a bunch of friends. And just a ton of indies from all over the place, big and small. I worked on the announcement of Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition when I was at Beamdog, and that was a really cool campaign. I'm a big fan of Dungeons & Dragons and Magic and WotC, and everything connected to Wizards of the Coast there. So being able to work on the D&D property was really fun. I worked at a studio called Offworld, and although I was only there for a short time, worked through a number of really cool updates for Squad. I was behind some of the trailers there, helping produce those. Again, not a video editor, but helping to ideate and edit and produce and make things happen on that side. And while I was there, well, actually, the reason I went there was to work on the Starship Troopers Extermination game, because I love sci-fi. And helped them out with their announcement. And that went really well. Would probably still be there if not for Michael giving me a tap saying, hey, you want to do this thing? Cool. But, you know, you can't read into the past and see what happened on a divergent timeline, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I think I made the right call.
Yeah. It's as Lee just said, going back into time, you know, and seeing how things would have, you know, panned out as you have done with your choices. It's very, very strange. My previous job is in a totally different industry to this, and I was given the opportunity. You sometimes just go, yep, let's do it. You know, you only get one shot of this kind of thing, so you might as well give it a whirl. And if you're lucky, like we are here, that, you know, it turns out very, very well. So now another question that I want to ask you, Lee, is in your time working for Rockfish, what is the best thing that you can think of, or the best things, if there's many, of actually working at Rockfish Games?
I mean, there's a lot of things that are great about working here. I'm starting to sound like a recruitment video. Join us. So first and foremost is the people. Really fantastic crew here. Very much a hand-picked crew where we don't hire very fast. Absolutely going to say that, but we do bring in people that we feel are passionate about our games, who can work together well, and really want to make cool things. Also, number of people who bring a certain amount of expertise to the table, but we're more than happy to train those that we feel are going to be good for a role.
Yeah.
But all of that is subjective and depends person to person, right? I do love that while we all have projects that we're working on, we do have a relatively good amount of freedom to work within those projects, to bring our own ideas to the table and make them, you know, make our visions happen. Now, we can't do everything, and because, you know, we don't have an infinite amount of time and infinite budget, but I feel like we do a really good job of taking all these ideas that come to the table and bringing the best out there. It's disappointing, you know, to see a lot go to the cutting room floor, but some things deserve to be there, and some things you just can't get it happen. But I mean, you can't have everything in life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I really do enjoy coordinating projects here at the company, especially some of the side projects like the art book. That was a big fun project for me because, as you can see, I have quite a few nerdy style art books, and being able to help edit and coordinate for that was just an absolute dream. I it's very much one of those checkbox things that I wanted in my career, and I hope that we can do more of them in the future. So we'll see. And I do love to travel, and this job does allow me to do that. So in a year, I will go to places like Germany to see the team, go to Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and Japan. I mean, did that last year. Had a fantastic time both at the trade show and at traveling around the city and the country. Afterwards, that was a lot of fun. And going to GDC and seeing folks in San Francisco is always a really good time. So I appreciate that there's a certain amount of travel attached to my job because it, gets me out into the world. Not that I don't travel on my own, but we're
Yeah, that sounds really, really cool. And having that slight freedom within the project, and then you can throw it to the team, and the team are very receptive. Whoever it is, like, you can throw something out there, an idea, and they'd be like, no, that wouldn't work. And you can bounce the ideas around. And as Lee says, some things do unfortunately go onto the cutting room floor, but that's just the nature of the beast. And then sometimes you can pick those things up again if they fit a certain situation in the future. There's always that. It's never kind of completely forgotten about, but it's certainly something we very much like to do at RFG. Now, obviously, you've got all the D&D stuff, you've got the Mass Effect and, Battlestar Galactica and all the other sci-fi stuff, Dune, etc. What games do you actually like playing in your own time? And I think we've got a big hint of the kind of thing, and you have alluded to, but what is your go-to kind of game?
I don't have a whole lot of go-to games because I love playing games of all kinds. I mean, like I'm not really a sports game person. I'm not going to pick up the latest NFL or NHL game. Just they don't appeal to me. That's fine. Not everything's for everybody, right?
No, definitely.
But I do love indies of all kinds. Lots of puzzle games. RPGs are a big one. I've sunk probably too much time into the Final Fantasy and Persona series. I mean, Metaphor ReFantazio, absolutely fantastic game, amazing art, and well worth playing. So I've lost a fair bit of time to games like that. But I would say that the genre of game that I gravitate to very frequently is Metroidvania. When I first played Super Metroid, I was like, okay, this is super cool. And then I played Symphony of the Night when it first came out on PS1, which is a long time ago.
Showing your age now, showing your age.
It's amazing. This combines the JRPG aspects and the side-scrolling and the platforming and just everything that I was looking for. And absolutely love that. And since then, I've been playing basically every Metroidvania that I can get my hands on. And I do love that in the last decade, we've seen such a resurgence of that genre. That I'm at the point where there's too many that I can play.
Yeah. No, I think if you like a certain style of game, then you'll kind of almost stick with it for any length of time. And, I've played MMOs, RPGs for like 18 years, and, I've played FPS games competitively. You will find that niche, whatever it is. And then I've always liked space games, and hence, it worked out for me that this is where I got my step into this industry. So, whatever you like, if you're a gamer, it's a wonderful thing, and enjoy it. You just enjoy whatever you like. If you had to pick out a game, old, recent, whatever it is, has there been anyone that you would pick out that you would want to have worked on?
I mean, the easy answer here is the Mass Effect series, but I think that a little bit more recently, I would have loved to work on the Baldur's Gate 3 campaign and the team there. They did such an amazing job, not only on the game, but all the marketing around it, all the community around it, communications, everything. They did some absolutely wild stuff that I would never would have pitched, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to do that, but it's pretty cool. I really appreciate that they pushed a bunch of boundaries and went all in on so many places. I mean, having worked a little bit with Wizards of the Coast, I was extremely surprised that they signed off on some things, but I think it worked out really, really well. And considering that it's one of the best RPGs to have come out in the last 5 years, they did okay. So I'm really looking forward to what Larian does next, and I'm cheering for them.
Yeah. I think when you pick out a game like Baldur's Gate 3, which was just a phenomenal hit. I mean, it's not your average hit, if you know what I mean. I mean, I think everybody that I've ever spoken to has played it in some shape or form, or replaying it again and again and again. It's just a phenomenal game. So, but if you do like that, as Lee said, if you do like a company, if you do like a developer, whether they're independent, whether they've got a publisher, actually looking forward to seeing what they produce, you know that you've got a good team there, and our fans, we know as well, can't wait to see what we can produce in the future. But we're not saying anything yet before anybody asks, because I'm sure somebody's feverishly asking in the chat now. But we're going to switch on to we've got a couple of questions more from the community. A couple of these are kind of in depth, so there may be some good long answers here, but we'll start off with this one from Crimson Kane, who posted this over on the Discord. So why is it that no gaming business is straightforward, and what advantage is there to keeping things secret until they are ready, i.e. what is the disadvantage of communicating what the plans are but underlining what these are always subject to change?
Okay. That is a question of many parts.
Yeah.
So first off, why is no gaming straightforward, or gaming business straightforward? Every studio is different. Everyone has a different sort of style of leadership, different makeup of team members, working on different style of games. All those parts combined with whatever the industry is doing at the time, whether we have a next generation console coming out, whether games are skewing towards this platform or this genre, or everybody wants to have a open world, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's always these different things that are happening. So the industry is moving and every studio is different. So the game business is not straightforward. It's always evolving. It's always changing. The community is always asking for something new, something different, or something old. And sometimes a combination of all those things, which is very difficult to manage because, you know, we're quite frankly, games are art. And you never know what is going to achieve success in that particular moment. So something might be really, I don't know. If we look at Among Us, they released and totally underwater. Yeah. Then we went into the lockdown with COVID, and a couple of streamers stumbled over it, and it became a massive success. So there are things that happen in the industry like that all the time that are impossible to replicate. So, you know, there's nothing straightforward in this industry. And while, you know, many companies want to be as transparent as possible, others, it's just not within their business culture to do that. Yeah. So, I mean, that's another thing. Where's the studio located? What are their own cultural norms? There's a lot going on there, and it's always appreciated when the community is like, okay, well, we want to know something, but you know, we can't know it now. Just we trust, which is something I'll get to just in a moment. Hey, it's my next talking point. What advantage is there in keeping things secret? I mean, we could tell you exactly what we're working on right now, but it's so far out. And the team is still working out details. Can we do this? Can we do that? You know, we're in a stage where we're in ideation, right? Where we are throwing lots of things at the wall. We don't know what sticks yet, and we're not in a place where we can promise anything. And again, another talking point coming up. So I think that the real advantage to keeping things secret until they're ready is in that we are able to craft something that feels special and feels like it's ready to be seen. It's always cool to see things behind the scenes, but when you're looking at just a mess of cardboard and notes, that eventually turns into a board game.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at just a pile of paper, that's not exciting.
No.
That's just going to have people's eyes bounce off it. And nobody's going to pay any attention to it unless you write Elden Ring on it, and away you go. But yeah, no shade there. I love it.
Not all.
So I feel like it's the advantage to keeping things secret is not just on our side. It's about allowing us to present the community and fans and new people with something that is awesome rather than lackluster. Let us surprise and delight you. That is basically what we do on the marketing side. We're not spinning. We're trying to create something that is exciting. And I mean, if we're doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always the big thing, isn't it? Doing it at the right time and making sure it's kind of relevant. I mean, obviously we're working on this new project but we don't want to show you, as Lee said there, something that isn't finished because it kind of gives the wrong impression. We want it to be like, wow, and that's what we're working for. That's all the team have ever kind of done, whether it's visual, audio, whatever it is. It's always that wow factor. We always want to be, giving you, the players, something to go, literally jaw-dropping kind of experience. So yeah, whilst different teams, as Lee said, it's an amazing point, really. Different teams work in different ways, culturally, whatever it is, and the size of the company. There's so many factors that are at play, but yeah, once we're ready, and we will be reiterating this for a long time, is that once we're ready, we will be showing and talking about everything that our new project has. But, for the time being, it's not going to happen. We are going to be saying that quite a lot, even though we haven't done that already. One last question, and another one that's coming in from Kizor on the Discord. He just wanted to know, as a smaller development studio with an international audience, as we do have, what are some of these PR strategies that you've found work that are successful?
Okay. I mean, there are so many things that you can do to try to capture attention. And again, they depend on timing, what your game is, and all sorts of things. Now, when people say PR strategies, I do want to say that PR is directed at media. It's not directed at fans like yourselves. Marketing and community and communications tend to go towards people like you. And that's, just, we're getting into the weeds there. But, we've got, again, so many different games out there, and what may work for one game may not work for another, right? So for EVERSPACE 2, we found a lot of success with our demo, which is still up on Steam, and people keep downloading it, they keep playing it, they keep saying, hey, this is really good, I want to buy the game, or, they bounce off and they're like, okay, this is not for me. And you know what? That's fine. Not everything's for everybody. And quite frankly, I would rather somebody not buy the game and then return it, rather than just play the demo and be like, okay, pass.
Yeah.
Or hopefully play the demo and be like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, so digital showcases, making sure they were on like the PC gaming show, all sorts of things like that. That was really, really great for the early access campaign, because a lot of people tune into that. They love that show. They've got a very PC focused audience, which was exactly where we were at with early access and whatnot. And then later on in the campaign, we've been working more and more with Xbox and PlayStation to make sure that we're featured where we get blogs, or we're in showcases, or again with not only the consoles but Steam as well, where we get sales features. All of those hugely appreciated. So a big thing that I do personally here at the studio is content marketing, and that means writing the blogs, reaching out to other places where they can host things. Some of the more successful ones that we've done is working with Unreal to craft that blog around Lumen and Nanite, and how that worked with the migration to Unreal 5. Worked with some team members to make sure that we could have a really detailed and meaty blog about that. We're digging into things, working with video, like again, the Leviathan deep dive. Hey, what was your line from that, Gary?
I can't remember. Somebody might have to remind me. I remember doing lots of lines for that one.
Maybe somebody should, make a mix.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Dance mix out of some of Gary's line.
Yes. Don't give them ideas, Lee. Let's not give them ideas.
So that right there actually is an example of content marketing, where I'm throwing a challenge out to the community to create something based around our game that has potential to go viral and at least give me a laugh. That's another thing.
Nobody else will laugh, but Lee will laugh. So that's a win in his book.
Absolutely. That is time and money well spent.
Exactly.
Don't let Christian see that.
No.
So there are so many different strategies out there, mostly with indies in particular. I really say that studios should be very video focused if they can. TikTok, Instagram, all these different video platforms do a great job on YouTube of showing games, because gamers want to see the game. They don't really want to see a CGI video of what the emotions around the game are, although those are important and can get a lot of eyes and a lot of traction and can be a good way to start your campaign. Just you don't want to be mid-campaign and have people like, show me the game, damn it. So being very video forward with your game and whatnot is very important. Being transparent with your community. I think that one of the smartest things a small studio can do is bring a community manager on early, because they're generally very flexible skill set people and can help out in a lot of different places. Of course, you don't want your community manager running your full marketing campaign, because that's a different job. And if they're doing that, well, pay them for it, right? But having a community manager there is incredibly valuable, because it means that there's going to be that dialogue with the community, hearing what people want, creating expectations, showing different things, getting people excited. And all I do on the marketing side is I say I bring eyes to a project. Community managers are the people who keep eyes on the project. They keep people sticking around, and that is an incredibly valuable.
My job, I always see as being the conduit between the players and the team. Now, obviously, we bring in the developers on, and people love to speak to the developers directly, like yourself, whether it's your development in marketing or PR, or whether they're a senior programmer, whatever it is. My job is just to be that conduit, because we don't want to take time away from those guys that are doing the busy, hard lifting and everything. So just to kind of reiterate there what Lee was saying, really. Now, I'm just going to throw in one last question here, Lee, before we finish, because
it's not on the list. It's a surprise question.
Yeah, surprise question. He doesn't have anything ready for this one. It's only because he came up just while we were talking. I thought about it. Obviously, a lot of people look at marketing and the budgets around that. We've said countless times, and I know I have on the stream, marketing is quite an expensive thing to do, and obviously it's very congested as well in terms of breaking through the noise. Can you just give some insight into, not necessarily in figures, but how difficult it is to break through that noise when you're dealing with companies like Activision and Blizzard and the big boys?
The best thing you can do is stay out of their way. When we went through 1.0 with early access with EVERSPACE 2, at the time we had CD Projekt Red's little game called Cyberpunk 2027 or 2077, and I don't know if you folks have heard of it.
We might have to look it up on the wiki or something. Yeah.
They would throw up those yellow text box filled things saying, "Sorry guys, we have to shift the game's launch window." And at any time we would see one of those, and I say we, I mean the collective marketing video game community. We would see one of those and immediately check our schedules. Okay, what's going on? What do we have to move? Because we don't want to be launching underneath that behemoth, right? And so we had to shift a couple of times, and that did work out in our favor because, I mean, we were basically working on the game constantly, lots and lots and lots and lots of polish. So at 1.0, the game was great. I mean, like, it was really good through early access, but when we hit 1.0, top notch, right?
Yeah.
So avoiding, you know, those big announcements, and that means that, you know, we're looking out to see what's public. We have PR agencies some of whom may be working with those bigger companies, and while they cannot tell us things directly, sometimes they'll give little hints like, "Hey, what do you think about this week instead?" And you know, it's wise to listen, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, breaking through the noise is, I mean, there's so much that you can do, and when you're a smaller studio with us, like us, you don't have an infinite budget. So that means we can't plaster the internet with every ad out there. We can't take out video space here or do something weird like a radio program or whatnot. But you know, we try to get out there. So we're talking to the community. We're releasing blogs about upcoming content, like, okay, you're going to be checking out this weapon or check out this ship or yada yada, right? There's all these different things that we can throw out there on the content marketing side. We're working with influencers who are more niche. Obsidian Ant, him in the space game community, like, he's fantastic. He's absolutely on it. He is talking about all these different niche indie games, not just Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky, right? So he's bringing a lot of games to light, and I truly appreciate that. He does a fantastic job of that, and great dude to work with. Like, incredibly polite, responds to emails. Just really, I cannot be more appreciative of what he does. Really. Yeah, so there's a million things out there that we're trying to do to try and get attention, and a lot of it is on a shoestring budget, especially compared to what you know, EA or Activision or Ubisoft throws around as far as their budgets go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is very difficult, and we're very appreciative of, as Lee said, whether it's an influencer or whether it's just you boys and girls as the community, you know, shouting us out to your friends in the communities that you're in as well, leaving reviews, commenting on things, whatever it is, even on the video, getting, you know, eyes on videos when we produce that work. It all really, really helps, and all through EVERSPACE 2 development and beyond, we've been so appreciative of that, and we'll probably be appreciative of it as well in the future when we get to that. But right, we're going to wrap up there because I threw in that extra question on Lee, and he's like, "Whoa, hang on, this wasn't planned." But no, yeah, he's got things to do. Yeah, definitely things to do. So we're going to finish there. Lee, thank you so much for doing this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing about your role and, you know, being open to people about what you do here, and I'm sure at some point we'll have you back on as well. And Lee's probably in the chat now, so if you've got any other questions, then we might be able to type some answers out for you as well if you've got any follow-ups. But I'm going to hand you back to myself. But again, thank you, Lee, and we'll speak to you all very, very soon.
All right. Great talking, Gary. A little bit of homework for everybody. Throw a review on an indie game. Doesn't have to be one of ours. Throw a review on an indie game. It helps so much.
It does.
So many people, and, you know, always appreciate it.
Cool, definitely. Right, thanks, Lee. We'll see you in a minute. There we go. How cool was that? I hope you all enjoyed that little behind the scenes kind of look at Lee's job and how the industry changes and develops and everything else. I mean, even just me talking to Lee about and doing the interview was very insightful, you know, because even though we work together, it's learning new stuff about it in the background and everything. And yeah, I didn't know about the cookware. Yep, I wasn't aware of that, so that was new for me. But we do actually have one other question, as we just alluded to there. That's if you have any questions for Lee directly about his job that you might be able to answer, you can actually put them into the chat. But we did have a follow-up question. I don't want it to get missed. This came from the Discord, and the question was, how do you effectively engage with potentially bad faith reviewers who do not appreciate how much effort goes into making a video game? And I thought it was just one that we could throw in for hopefully Lee to answer. And I'm just going to dig up the name of who actually asked that. Ryan. Sorry, it was Ryan over on the Discord. So hopefully we'll get an answer from Lee in that. And if he does, I shall do a little shout out in case you don't see the comment in the chat. So while Lee's probably feverishly typing away there, the next bit what we're going to dive into is a big question. We had plenty of big questions, if you did notice, through that whole interview, where Lee was like, I'm going to be talking for a while. And he did say afterwards, he was like, I was starting to dry up there. So I did try and give him as many breaks as possible with the chat. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to try out one of the 4K Rift builds now. Yeah, we're going to try and get in here, maybe get one go at it, maybe two if I die. And this one is from I'm Not Batman. It's a Sentinel build as well, which we've already done the build from Jan, who I failed miserably at. But this one from I'm Not Batman is based around a lot of Reflect. So we'll have a little look at the build and then we'll see if we can complete this event of the 4K Nightmare Rifts. So yeah, we'll have a look. But we'll just look at the gear. You can see he's well on his way for some Ascendancy gear. Full tier calibrated barrage blaster with viscous intent as a follow-up. Judgment Day mine launcher and marksman whirlwind. Optimized Triton core. With the Tides of the Siren Sea, Symbiosis over... Yeah, we're going down the Tides of the Siren Sea. You can see that some of these are very, very good. Storm Chaser as well, and the Power Oscillator. Firepower full, utility full, expertise. The passives are very, very good, obviously aimed towards the regen. Let's have a look-see at what we've got. Corrosion Injector, Quantum Entangler, Teleporter, and Nano Transmitter. Lee's answering these questions. I'm just going to read through them. So reviewers could mean two things, media and influencers, or people who leave Steam reviews. It's rare for media to walk into a review in bad faith. It has been my experience that the vast majority of enthusiast and professional game journalists approach games with open minds. In the event of extreme bias and not just opinion, we can reach out to editors for an explanation / corrections, hope for an updated article, and not provide game keys in the future. Influencers play a little more fast and loose. Generally a streamer hang on, I've just lost the thread there. Generally a streamer who rips on a game will not see future keys from the studio or publisher. With the general public, we try to address issues, be transparent, and engage through messages and community management. Again, not everything is for everybody, but I wish people wouldn't be so quick to drop negative reviews over minor issues. So yeah, and that's the thing. Anybody that's been around EVERSPACE and EVERSPACE 2 and the whole through the life of kind of Rockfish, you know that we're very transparent about things. And we do try to be as transparent as possible because we feel that it's a good bridge to the players because they know exactly where they stand, they know the situation, there's no expectations that can be, you know, wildly exaggerated or anything like that. We'll be quite direct and sometimes maybe even blunt. But I think it's just that honesty with players, and players do actually deserve that. But that's a real good insight again from Lee. Thank you very much for that follow-up question. I've got another couple of questions that are just hanging in the chat that I'm going to answer when we go to the screenshots in a little bit, but I want to dive in on this to try and get at least one run, hopefully, maybe We'll see. But just a note from I Am Not Batman, he did say that fly in there, let the enemies hurt themselves because of the reflect that you're going to be doing. Make sure you keep an eye on your shield. If you do drop it, then you can use various quantum entanglers, etc., to try and get your things back up. Sorry, nanotransmitter back to good health. So yeah, we shall see how this goes. I will bring up the timer because I forgot the last time. We'll see how long we last with this. So yeah, we'll give it a whirl. So let's dive over here, get the spatial bypass ready for the ancient rift. So remember, we are doing 4K rifts. Oh yes, let's get it open. Let's get it on. Let's see if we can survive. Right, as soon as we dive in, I'm going to pause the game because I'm going to have to start the timer. So I'll just get and we shall hit. Come on. Let me just start the timer. Go. Right, off we go. Let's see if we can deal with these. Whoop, missed. One down, cool. So hopefully, like I say, we'll get a few reflects if they hit me. Do that. Take that there. Shieldy boy, shieldy boy. If we can, we shall. Something like that. Give it a bit of reflectible damage. Get that chain. Yeah, I did use the G key, by the way, so some people will be very happy to see that. Got a bit of resist going on there. Hello. Giving you some of that shockingness. Hopefully we can get things back up and running. Outlaw bomber, get rid of that drone. We don't want you having a cell drone. Go away. Thank you. We're starting to build up some of our ults again already. Where are you? To mine, thank you. Dink. Give me a little nudge there, didn't he? Give me a little tap. Have you seen how easy I'm building my shields back up and maintaining them? All good, it's all good. Hello. Want to say hello, close and personal there. The Weber drone's giving me some attention, which I don't really want, but there you go. Okay. Giving him a bit of a spin. He's a tough cookie to take down. Got bubbles on him. Well, building up nicely. Let's switch off you because you're not going down as quick as I hoped. Oh, hello. That's not what I wanted. Go. Thank you. Okay, just at that last moment. Take that off. Oof. There we go. Round one complete. Oh, I thought that was going to hit me. So how far are we up to? 11. Okay, we're 24 deaths. Okay, we're doing all right. Let's see what choices we've got then. We've got enemies leave behind corrosion fields. Okay. And for every enemy killed, a detonator drone spawns and heads your way, or enemies drop mines when destroyed. Not too sure about the corrosion. I don't like the corrosion idea. Detonator drones rather than mines. I mean, mines, you might not necessarily be... No, we'll go with mines. We'll go with mines. Let's go mines. Let's go mines. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's How you approach one of these can vary, you know. Spin me right round, baby, right round. Yeah, we're all just banging away there, which was good. Boom, boom, boom. I like to hear the boom booms because that means that they're all dying and all having some reflect damage. Got one. There. Gonna go boom boom 2. See, that was good. I like that. Something that's going to blow up again with the reflect damage. I mean, it's going to be no Wizard Jerry kind of speed run, this, is it, by any stretch, but it's still, I think, worthwhile. Let's head over here so we can kill you. Lots of things heading my way by the looks of it. And here all the missiles homing in. There we go. Let's just save that. Let's keep out the way. This thing's still firing at me, which is nothing. Excellent, excellent. So, there we go. 2 of 4. Gary loves mines. I do. I normally face plant into them as well. But they did kind of help me there because of the reflect damage, which was nice. Right, let's see what we've got. Enemies cannot be locked. Okay, and enemies take 50% within 500. See, that I think is bad one because I'm very up close. I think I might have to go cannot be locked. Ooh. Yeah, let's go cannot be locked. Ugh. Didn't like that one. Didn't like that. Ugh. So, some better choices would be good. But we're into round 3, 6 minutes, coming up to 7 minutes. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Could be worse. So yeah, let's. We can't lock, but hey, we're just gonna have to aim well, and they should just be keeping to hit me, which is fine. I think the only problem is that I can't lock on to do the actual. Some of my quantum entangler and things like that, which is problematic, but there you are. But that's fine. Let's just dive into here. Hello. Thanks for coming. Blow up, you fool. What are we waiting for? 0 chance of survival, 100% certain death. Good. Yeah. Come on. You're a big beastie boy. Not that I can lock on with anything there. Good start. You're going to be a pain, aren't you? What I just want to do, actually, is bring out the combat drone to give us a little bit of a help. I think that'll be nice. We got hit hard. That was awful. We got hit so hard there. 8 minutes 41. Oh, shocking. Shocking. That was terrible. That was terrible. Let me just pause that. Oh, it was all going so well. All going so well. Behave, thank you, over there. That's not very nice, was it? They're all starting to shoot me again, which was not. So close, so close. Yeah, I wish I'd had the lock. The lock would have so helped, but it was doing the damage within that short space of 500 meters. Did not help whatsoever. Right, again, I'm going to have to do a quick shift. Well, hopefully we're going to be revisiting more of these 4K rifts, but it was going well. Frustrating, but we'll bit more practice anyway. So, right, just bear with me while we just take a slight intermission, and then we shall be back with our screenshots. Oh, yes. We've got some wonderful screenshots again this week. I just need to find them. Don't forget to follow us on all the wonderful media, social media across there. Whatever you're on, wherever you are, we do appreciate you following us, saying hello, and everything else. Let's just bring that. Excellent, excellent. Got that intermission. Yes. Right. Swish, swoosh, and swish. Let's go to the showcase. There we are. Marvellous, marvellous. Right. Wonderful screenshots as always. Before I dive in, I'm just going to answer the couple of questions that were just outstanding. If you do have any more, please do throw them into the chat and collate them, or I'll try and answer them on the fly. So, this one's from Crakey58 over on Twitch. Now, we did translate this, so hopefully nothing has been lost in translation. But are there any new developments in this story? Question mark. The arrival of alien spacecraft? Question mark. Now, Wrath of the Ancients, which is our last kind of last DLC for the game, is very much a kind of brings those things in. So if you've not played Wrath of the Ancients, then that is kind of the culmination of the storyline for EVERSPACE 2. Is the arrival of alien spacecraft? Well, yes and kind of no. But the Wraith is a new player ship that you'll be able to fly if you are into the Wrath of the Ancients DLC. So that is one that you could possibly look in. And new developments, like I said, is just to do with the continuation of the story of EVERSPACE 2. So yeah, if you haven't already dived in, Wrath of the Ancients is probably where you want to head with the DLC. And Freestone over on Twitch, this is a question from earlier, is about minor bug reports. We have followed up on that. I have found the thread. I'll check in with the team on Monday about that for you, Freestone, and we'll see where to take it from there. But yeah, I do apologize for that. I was on leave a couple of weeks ago, so it's just kind of been missed, but we'll get to it and we shall deal with that. But yeah, if you do have any more minor bug reports or anything like that, generally there's nothing game breaking that we know of at the moment, do please keep sending them in. We do want to see them, and I will still collate them and pass them on to the team. But again, there's no promises of anything being massively fixed in the future, but we'll certainly look at it if something crops up. Right, here we are with the screenshots. Now, again, if you don't know, this is the screenshot section. There's always 10 screenshots every time we do these streams, and they are chosen by me. I go searching around the internet, whether it's on the socials, whether it's on Discord, on Steam, looking for interesting screenshots that I then throw to the team, to the rest of the RFG dev team, including Michael, including Lee, and everybody else, who then choose their favorites. They get one choice and one choice only out of the 10, and then we will go through them as we are now. Now, this one is from Steam. We're kicking off over there, and this one is from Sam1G. That's a heck of a name, but yes, this is Sam1G. I like this one only because it's a wonderful vista, but also you can hone in on the ship as well. This is just tucked away to the side, and it's such a contrast, I think, with the engines. The yellow and the blue of the engines just highlights the ship just nicely, and there's just that faintness of the colour down the wing as well. Very, very cool. But it did not win. Did not win, sadly. But let's find out what the next one is. And this one is from Adam GD over on Discord. Now, Adam, I would have put you higher up the list, in all honesty, because I love this screenshot. If you've not seen where this is, Vesna is a wonderful place with lots of mining equipment. And this is a great top-down view of one of those mining equipments. I'm sure some of you will be very aware of this place, but very, very cool. And if it's something catches my eye in terms of originality in the way that they've taken the screenshot, then I'm all over it like a cheap suit. So yeah, we'll put this one to the team. But again, it didn't get as high as I thought it would. But it's not my choice. I just get to pick them. The team get to choose. So all complaints, please, to Lee. We'll let him deal with that one. So that is Adam GD over on Discord. Switching back now to Steam. You know what I'm like for that depth of field, that slightly out of focus shot? Yeah, this one is from Seguari over on Steam with their Sentinel flying through. And I liked it just again because of the contrast, but they're very cleverly tied in the little ancillary looks of their lighting, and it just ties into the purple of the background. Again, I like this one, but the team, for whatever reason, just didn't like it enough. Again, it should have been up there. Should have been up there. But yeah, Seguari over on Steam, well done. Another wonderful screenshot, in my humble opinion. Next up is... Did I say I like depth of field shots? There's another one. Yes, this one. I did like this one because the highlight of this is the ship itself, just perfectly in focus on the canopy, and everything else is there just softly focused in the background. But then you've got the lighting down here from the crystals in the bottom corner. You got the lighting from the station as well, and it just enhances it. It's so good. And this one is Idra over on Steam as well. They're knocking out some great screenshots on Steam. So Discord people, if you're posting on there, I think you might have to up your game slightly. They are bringing the big shots. They are bringing the big shots. Now, next up is somebody who has in the past brought some big shots as well. And this one is, oops, let me just, there we go, the Chemical Bro. And he posted this on Discord and Steam, but I saw it on Discord first, so I grabbed that one. Now, he does some very, very iconic shots, and I always like his work, or their work. And this one is the same, but didn't do as well as expected. Again, it's another one. What's it doing? Languishing down in the middle. It should be up there. It should be up there, but we've got some real cool shots. Again, I love this one. We've got the silhouette of the ship on the planet with the just starting to see the star just creep over the horizon. And then the just highlighting detail of the orange. To me, brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love it. Love it. Should have been higher. And I'm sure some of you people will agree with that as well. Again, this one, lovely soft focus, the highlight on the lights. And this one is from Curve over on Steam. The very bright light here as well up in the top right hand corner, I think just brings everything into kind of, hey, this is a spotlight. We're going to put this ship into a spotlight. And it does that immensely well. Looking in close on the detail of the ship. Chef's kiss. This did deserve to be high up as well. Again, they're all very, very good. And I do like the little soft accents in the kind of turquoise colour here, which is just offsets things nicely. It's not all a red and a silver theme or a red and a grey theme. Just some tiny little accents and not just to give it some nice little sharp colour. So that was from Curve over on Steam. Then we have this wonderful shot from Maligos over on Discord. Now, this is during a rift. They've obviously had an epic battle, lots of destruction here as well. And you can see their bomber down here because I know they are a bomber player. They've obviously been enjoying their battle in here, but you can just see as well the portal just I didn't notice it to start with, but there it is, just tucked behind the wreckage there, and he's taking a wonderful shot. I'm just loving the chat, because if you don't read the text down below, it's something that I write every time for the stream. It's just fan fiction, nothing anything law breaking or law relevant as such, but I love the conversations that we have around this. Again, I have fun writing it. It is always a lovely little interlude for you to read while we're watching these wonderful screenshots. But yeah, Malygos, great shot. I love how you captured this wonderful environment while you were in the rift. Now we are into the top 3. Okay, so who is in 3rd place this week? It is this shot from Kamina Drummer, who's on Steam. Now, I'm sure some of you can tell me who Kamina Drummer is. But if you don't, then I'm sure somebody will tell you. But this is a wonderful shot, because I think it's a case of how many friendlies can you have on screen. Expanse, well done, Lenny. Well done. You can have a round of applause for that. It's a wonderful TV show. If you've not watched it, do check it out. Great sci-fi show. This is a case of how many allies can you get on screen at once in their Vindicator. So they've got all the drones, they've got the Okar drones, and then there's Bob just chilling out. He's just like, yeah, I'm happy. You know, I've got my buds with me. I'm just gonna dive around and enjoy the camaraderie with all my other drones. And yeah, he's bringing the chillness to this shot, I think. Definitely is. Somebody did comment about the size of these Okar drones. Yes, they are big boys. They're definitely big boys. So yeah, they pack a punch as well. But that was 3rd place. So that is Kamina Drummer over on Steam. Now in 2nd place, this is an amazing shot, and I thought this was going to be the winner. In my opinion, I thought this was going to be the winner, because I love how they've made everything match. They've given an amazing size vista, so you can see this whole star system, essentially. There's the star in the middle with all these asteroid rings around it, etc. And they've lined it up perfectly down the middle with the red coloration, the oranges, and then just on the outer fringes is the green as well. And I thought, again, that it was... I mean, he's not far off. I will give him that. You'd have to get a ruler out to try and see if that was ever so slightly off-center, but I think that is an amazing shot. And this one is Toshimaro over on Steam. So Toshimaro, if you do get to see this, I'll try and follow up with you next week. But this is an amazing shot, and the team thought so too. However, you were beaten out to 2nd place. Somebody had a better shot, and this one was a surprise for me, but when you look at it for a little bit longer, you appreciate, I think, the goodness in this shot. And this one is from Beckman over on Steam. Now you might think, okay, it's a planet, there's the ship, but it's a very unusual shot, because you can see Adam in his spacesuit. There he is sat. There's these controls. There's the cockpit. And the difference of the glass, just transparency through to the planet behind, or the star behind. And then he ties it in with this nice little green element down at the bottom. So whilst it's very black, yellow, and green, I think it's an actual wonderful shot. And this one only just pipped Toshimaro's shot. The team absolutely love this one. These were the 2 highest in terms of votes. They dominated. And yeah, I think once you look at this a little bit longer, you appreciate, I think, not only the cleverness of the shot, but the actual detail that the team put in. And when you can actually see everything, where you can see the pilot, you can see the controls, you can see the cockpit itself, and then there's tiny little details, even though it's kind of hidden and it's dark, on the ship as well. So Yeah, it wouldn't be bad having the pilot rendered. Indeed, we didn't always have the pilot rendered, but now we do. See, Bakar, this is obviously how things are. People will say, oh, I preferred that one, and this is the opinion. This is why I throw it to the team. I have nothing to do with who wins. I just let them go. Bop. You choose. And they chose this, but it was only just. I think it was 2 votes in it between the top 2. So that's how close it was. But that's the nature of the beast. That is the nature of the beast. Now, we aren't finished there. No, because we've still got to talk about this wonderful bit of fan art. If you've ever seen Interstellar, which is a wonderful film, this is from the Chemical Bro again, who does these mashups. So we've got obviously the movie title of Interstellar, and then he's thrown in EVERSPACE into there as well. So Adam Roslin, Dax Bashar, Navigator Carla, and AI Hive. Rockfish's next step will be our greatest, from the director of EverSpace Saga and Galaxy on Fire. Everstellar. That is very, very well done, and we are very appreciative that these people do go out of their way to create these wonderful bits of artwork. And you can see there is obviously one of our ships in the background as well. So yeah, what more can you ask for when people take time out there, days, weeks, whatever, however long it takes to put these together, and we're very, very appreciative of it. But a wonderful bit of artwork there. Now, if you remember in our last stream, we had run a poll, and this is just a reminder of this poll, which is the least favorite enemy drone. This was on the Discord. The teleporter drone did win out there with 36% of the vote, followed by the sniper drone, and then the detonator drone with the 18%. So there were the choices from our Discord. Now, I always like to do a comparative across our other platforms such as Reddit and YouTube. So we're going to have a look at see if they were very similar voted. Now, this is our result from YouTube. So you YouTube folks, this is what you voted for. The teleporter drone, again, way out there. People are not liking them getting up in close and personal and in the face. But if you notice as well, the Weber drone, people don't like getting stuck. Now, especially on YouTube, because the Weber drone is there just picking up second place with 26%, and then we had the sniper drone. Now, we are limited in our sample of what choices that we can give on YouTube, hence why there isn't as many as you find on the Discord. But you can see, yeah, the Weber drone was just a bigger personal choice in preference, that they disliked them, and the teleporter drone again was the highest. Now, what about Reddit? Again, very similar to YouTube. So the teleporter drone out in front. Again, the least favorite. Weber drones just picking up second place ahead of the sniper drone, then the detonator drone, and then the armor drone. Again, only because we had slightly more choices over on Reddit. So yeah, very similar. I think obviously as we look back, teleporters, least favorite for everybody across the board, but I don't think that's a bad thing. We've always liked to throw in options, so you have to counter things. And the teleporter drone, I'd love to know who created it, because I'm sure some of you would like to have a word with that person. But we like to make you think. We might to let you think. Right, we're over time, but that's fine. Just a few things to run through. So remember, we are on the monthly cadence now with our streams. So we're not going to be back until I think it's the 5th of September. Now, we're not resting on our laurels on that time, or in that time rather. We've got a lot of things happening at Rockfish. Now, one of the big things is our annual get-together, which will happen in Hamburg during August, where everybody across the globe will fly in and we'll all meet up and have discussions. I'm going to try and get some pictures while I'm there, and maybe a bit of video if it's possible. But what I won't be doing is I won't be showing anything about the new project. So before anybody asks, oh, can you take a picture of this? Okay, We're not going to be revealing every team member. Indeed, Lee's going to be flying in. Jeremy's going to be flying in across the globe. And I'm flying across as well to Hamburg to enjoy the wonderful meetup that we have just once a year, which is always great. Now, in terms of dev interviews or dev chats, whatever we want to call it in the future, we have another one lined up for September. We're recording it roughly probably the last week of August, and that is with Tease. Some of you have been asking to have Tease on, and he has agreed. So he's one of our senior programmers. He is going to be our next guest, all being well. So there is going to be on our Discord the ability for you to put in questions if you want to talk or ask some of the questions to one of our senior programmers. Then do join our Discord and get those questions in so that we can ask him on probably about 3 weeks time ish. So yeah, we'll have plenty of things to ask him, I'm sure. Just a reminder about our sales that are on. We've got a PlayStation sale on at the moment on EVERSPACE 2, which is 70% off. 70% off the base game and discounts on the DLC too. So if you haven't already dived in on your PlayStation 5, now is as good an opportunity as any. And if you like your PC games on Good Old Games, we've got EVERSPACE 2 on sale with various DLC, and EVERSPACE 1 is on a huge budget, huge discount rather. Which is something that I think you should check out. We will be diving into EVERSPACE 1 as a look back at our original title on PC and consoles, because it's different to EVERSPACE 2, and it's how I cut my teeth with the EVERSPACE series. So I think it'll be fun to do that during a stream. And if you haven't seen as well on our recent YouTube videos, is some more of the chill out tunes that we've been doing, where there's an hour-long mix of some of the tunes, which this time is from around Prescott. So we've got some Prescott vibes with the chill out tunes. I'm just going to put that into the chat for everybody so you can check that out and go have a look at it and chill out for an hour. But that is my time up. We are well over time, as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again to Lee for the interview. It was wonderful to record it with him a couple of days ago and have a chat, even though we talk fairly regularly. So we'll be doing more of those in the future with some of the other dev team. We'll be doing more gameplay. We'll be doing more top picks as well. More polls. All sorts to come. But yes, time to get out of here, and hope you all have a very good weekend, whatever you're doing. We'll be back next week for more shenanigans in the Discord, in the Reddit, forums, wherever. So hope you can join us then. But in the meantime, I'm Gary, your community manager. I'm going to play out with another video, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, my friends. Be good. And bye-bye for now.
You have been granted passage among our stars.
This is a sacred service. Join our fleet's torchbearers.
It is the human who defiles our pilgrimage.
No one has ever ventured this far.
If the ancients turned their eye back to us, well, what could a beetle do against a hurricane?
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Are you about to do something unwise?
Absolutely.
What have you done to me?